Was good. Can you guys hear me? What's up, Rich? Agree with the title? Yeah. John Lynch is having one hell of a off season. Playing around with this live, seeing how it works out. But if you're a Niners fan, listen. It was a hell of a day. A hell of a day. All right, Adrian. Who's John Lynch's best pick this offseason? I mean, it has to be Trent Williams. It has to be. That was priority number one. They got it done. And now this is where it's fun. It's fun to just be a fan. And I'm sure it's fun for John Lynch because going into the draft, you can literally just get the best player available. But you really had to get your offensive line. Trent Williams signed up and a center. They got that done. Secondary was the next question mark, and it looks like the Niners are solid at safety now. CCG1171, hope they do good things this upcoming season. Yeah. I mean, they're on the right track. Like I said, the title of the video, John Lynch is having his best offseason as a Niners GM. I mean, it really, you couldn't have diced it up any better. You signed Trent Williams, and then Trent Williams releases like this video that I just saw recently, talking about he was like super close signing with the Chiefs. Remarkable. Somehow the Niners were able to just bring him back. Like, those are stories you hear, and from a Niner standpoint, and even from a Giant standpoint, like if you watch baseball, it's like we were this close to signing him, but he slipped through our hands. And I'm just glad it wasn't one of those situations with Trent Williams. I would have been mad. I would have been pissed if he would have signed with the Chiefs. This guy right here, John Lynch, is saving the day. Salute to you, CCG, Massachusetts. Hector, who do the Niners target now? I'm still thinking about it. I'm looking forward to the draft now, but you can honestly, I was thinking about this today. You can honestly look at now, focus on three areas: quarterback, because I still think the Niners need to address that one way or the other. Cornerback. You need your next, Sherm to be playing next to Verrett. And I don't think the Niners are done signing any, like, the corners. They might get two corners this draft, but a top corner. And then you can also look at offensive line, interior offensive line, or just like tackles. There's some really good tackles coming up here. And the way things are looking, the top 10 teams are really going to be looking at quarterback. It's going to be hard for the Niners to maybe get one of those top three quarterbacks, like obviously like Zach Wilson or Mac Jones even. So maybe they focus on corner or offensive line with the 12th pick, and then in the second round you get one of these mid-round guys like Trey Lance, Justin Fields, things like that, But we'll see. This is where it gets fun. So I just wanted to come in here and just talk about sort of just John Lynch's offseason. Let's just talk about it. Let's just admire it, guys. Guys and gals. All right, so Trent Williams was the obvious one. But before that, you remember there was Kyle Juszczyk, getting your fullback, your, top fullback in the league. That was important. And it was the first kind of big splash the Niners had. But honestly, it's only been better since then. Like, we signed Verrett. Then we're bringing in this new guy from the Rams, Samson Ebukam. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Playing edge, not a big like productivity type of guy. Not gonna wow you with the sacks, but is versatile, is durable. Something that's the Niners really struggle with, especially at edge. So bringing that in was important, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know what to expect and how they're gonna use him yet, but we'll see. We'll have time to talk about that. Alex Mack, the center. And then the Niners today just solidified their group at safety. I mean, I was under the impression that Tart was out of here. Tart was going to cost us so much money, but you're slowly looking at how, like, a lot of these players are taking 1-year deals. Why is that? Well, there's not a lot of salary cap this year, but next year there will be. So these guys are like betting on themselves, like a Verrett and now a Tart signing a 1-year deal now to look forward to next offseason, which is about to be lit. So a lot of good players are hitting free agency again next year. So, but this was huge. I mean, getting Tart back on a 1-year deal, it has been like remarkable, and I credit the 49ers front office, John Lynch, for leading the pack and getting that done. I mean, now you're good at safety. They also signed Tavon Wilson, I believe, played for the Patriots and the Lions. And so when that news first broke this morning, I was thinking, okay, Tart's for sure gone now. Like, we're moving on. But no, the Niners had better and bigger plans. That was just kind of a depth move. And, now this defense is looking solid. Again, they're going to need some corners, but this defense is looking pretty solid, man. Yeah, so, signing Tart. I actually had Tart up here. Here we go. There he is. Thumbs up. Thanks, Stefan. Nice cap. Yep, go Giants. Which is one of the Niners' biggest hole on the team. I mean, I still think it's somewhat offensive line. I just don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get from McGlinchey. That's still like, that's another thing too. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with McGlinchey. Are they going to pick up his option? Because I think his option is up this year. So we'll see. But like, McGlinchey has to get better at pass protection. He's good at run blocking, top elite at run blocking, but it's whenever this team gets behind center, drop back, 5-step drop, I just don't trust that right side. I don't trust it yet. I have to see it. We're not moving from Watson. I'd be surprised if the Niners are still interested. I know that there was like a report floating around that the Niners are still interested in Watson, but I don't know, man. With all the allegations that's come out from Watson, like it wouldn't make sense to do that. So yeah, I mean, just looking at it from now the draft, kind of if we want to look ahead, right? Like I'm starting to fall in love with Mac Jones from Alabama. I don't know about you guys, but I really love this kid. Has a strong arm, very accurate with the deep ball. I mean, he's not gonna be like one of these quarterbacks like a Zach Wilson or Trey Lance, Justin Fields that gives you that element of running, but I think he can like just run this Kyle Shanahan offense, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the guys they're looking at. His accuracy is there, can read defenses well. That's something like other quarterbacks really struggle with, and then he plays at Alabama, playing top defenses. Now, this is the knock on him. He's played with obviously an elite offensive line there in Alabama, great wide receivers, first rounders, and a first round running back. So he's had like all the players and the supporting system around him. But I really love what he brings to the table. Like, if he's there at 12, I would pick him. If Mac Jones is there at 12, I'm gonna pick quarterback. Now, if he's not there, and then Zach Wilson is gone, obviously. I've been on record saying Trey Lance would be my next choice, but knowing the Niners' needs, I'd probably draft the corner. I know, Kai. Trent Williams almost goes to the Chiefs. That would have got me mad. Like, just imagine, let's just like think about this for a second. Trent Williams goes to the Chiefs. Chiefs, obviously already a Super Bowl contender, but that just elevates them even further now. And the Niners are scrambling to find a left tackle, a center, and all the other holes that they had at the time. But really, left tackle. If you don't know who your left tackle is going to be, that now you're going to look into the draft. Waste that 12th pick, which, you don't want to do that. You don't want to put your franchise in that position, your quarterback in that position. And then that just leaves you with having to pick a quarterback in the later rounds, which is not what you want to do either. So, yeah, we would be talking some shit right now if that would have happened. Knowing the 49ers, they probably draft another defensive end. Yeah, I mean, you can never like say no to that. Just based off of the history the Niners have with drafting like defensive ends in the first round. And it's true, we do need another edge, but will I pick an edge at 12? I mean, I don't see, I guess I have to like look at more guys, but I don't really see a guy that I'm picking that high. Not in this draft at edge. I'd rather draft like offensive line, corner, or quarterback. I'm just sticking to those three positions at 12. This is if we move. This is like assuming we don't move back. We're staying put. But we've seen crazier things, right? Last year, some people were surprised we took Kinlaw. And then 2 years ago, actually like 3 years ago now, people were surprised we took McGlinchey, which that was a big surprise. And at the time, we're like, oh yeah, we took McGlinchey for the Raiders. Like, now it's looking like, yo, what's good? What's up, Aaron? I mean, the thing with McGlinchey is he's great at run block. Like, I'm not going to knock him for that. He's fantastic. It's just this team as a whole, when we have to pass, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, it's not as an efficient offense as it should be. Part of that is offensive line. Part of that is Jimmy Garoppolo. But we need to improve in that area. And until I see that, I'm still sticking to what's the plan for McGlinchey. I think we need Jimmy and just get a corner and have a killer defense. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's going to stay. Like, I think now the plan is to keep Jimmy. Earlier on, like in the offseason, yeah, they were looking to improve quarterback, no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. And there's no doubt in my mind that they were in on Stafford. But knowing that how much it cost to get Stafford, that bumped up the trade value for all these other quarterbacks to $1 million. I mean, at that point, I knew the Niners were out. Like, they gave up 2 first rounds for Stafford. that's just way too high. It's easier to just draft a quarterback in the draft. So um, I think once that came out, that trade came out from the Rams, then I think they just like, you know what, forget about that. We're just keeping Jimmy. We're gonna draft the quarterback here and develop him. And I think that's the smartest move, honestly. Earlier on, like January, early February, I feel like the Niners were like, okay, we have this window here. Let's try to get someone who kind of like Tampa Bay did last year, bring in Brady, and they have some weapons around them. They have some key pieces, but just add a little bit this offseason surrounding that quarterback, and go from there. That quickly changed once that value of trading for a quarterback went through the roof. I mean, the Watson thing was what's in the air, and then Stafford, Darnold. I mean, the list went on and on this offseason, but a lot of that was just people trying to say whatever stuck. And some of that was false. Like, I don't know. There's just like the Niners were in on every quarterback and they were going to let the whole world know about it. Like, some of that was just BS. But for the most part, I feel like the Niners are now, they're sticking with Jimmy and going with a young QB. Yo, what's good, Killip? Coffee, who do you like in the draft or leftover free agents, receivers wise? Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners are still looking at receiver. Um, I don't know if they're looking at a veteran receiver. I would have loved like Sanders to come back for that 1 year deal, but that's pretty pricey and out of their range. Knowing them, I'm sure they'll draft a slot receiver. They have a ton of picks. I think they have like 10 picks or something like that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, one of those picks could be easily be a receiver. We'll need one for sure because we lost Bourne. We need a nice, solid slot receiver. And depending on how Hurd, does and how he's recovering, I mean, I'd love to see Hurd hit the field. I know we've all been waiting for him to hit the field. It's just been super unfortunate to like see him go down the past 2 years. And, similar situation to the Jet, Jerick McKinnon, who now finally this past year, he got to play very, very little because I think he was just shot with all those injuries. But, he finally got to step on the field, and I hope it's the same for Hurd. He's able to get in there because I'm sure this organization is looking forward to having him, align with Kittle, Debo, and Ayuk. I mean, that's already solid. Can't hold my breath to hurt. I know. We're asking for a lot, but you know, that's all we have at this point. It's just we always say if we're healthy, we're gonna be here, but you know, shit happens in the NFL. We can't control that, and the Niners have been really, really unfortunate with the injury history. Like I've never seen anything like that, but um, I think they're in the right direction. I think so. And it started with this offseason. I mean, they're having I already said they had an A offseason grade. Now it's an A plus. Like anything they do at this point is just an added bonus. Yeah, D Ford's restructure freed up a whopping 11.2 million. That's a lot of money. And look, um, I believe, yeah, this morning, Tyreek Hill, pretty much said, I'm not restructuring to the Chiefs. And I respect that. I mean, the Chiefs have to deal with the contract they gave their player. And so I'm never going to hold any player, not wanting to restructure. Like, I'm all for that. Like, the teams always say it's strictly business. And so the players should say the same thing. D Fort, though, he needed to. I mean, he got a lot of money and hasn't really played. So, again, I wouldn't be mad if he didn't, if he said, no, screw y'all. But, knowing that he did, I mean, that tells you a lot about his character. And I really don't plan on seeing D Ford in the near future. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he retires at the end of the year. But that's one of the worst Niner contracts in the John Lynch era for sure. Again, unfortunate with injuries. Wasn't really he played badly, but it just sucks. What could have been. We should re-sign Kerry Hyder. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much money they have left, and honestly, it's him, or I know people were talking about like, oh, Kerry Hyder or K'Wan Williams, and then John Lynch was like, Tart, that's who I'm signing. No, but I think that if you had to give me an option between Kerry Hyder or K'Wan Williams, and they would cost the same, let's just say 1 year, $6 million. Let's just put that number out there for either. I think I'm going with, I have to say K'Wan Williams. I love what he brings. I just love what he brings. And I'm not saying Kerry Hyder is not going to bring the same, but, with Bosa coming back, I think that they're pretty much set there, and they're probably going to look at drafting another defensive lineman, but I don't see them picking them up like in free agency no more because they got Sosa. So they hadn't got Sosa, then yeah, I'm all for that. Do you think the Niners have any interest on Rashawn Slater? I'm sure they're looking at him, because again, we go back to McGlinchey. We don't know what's the plan for him, and if they're going to pick up his option, right? And so if they don't have, like, I can't read minds. I don't know what John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are thinking, if they want to improve or not, or, this organization is known for allowing players to develop. Dante Pettis, just up until that point where, okay, we know he's not going to do much anymore. We're just going to ship him out. Like, they're super lenient to that. So with that track record, I'd probably say they're sticking with McGlinchey for the future. And then depending on how the season goes, if it's going terrible, then of course you have that possibility of trading them. But given that they just gave money to Trent Williams at least for the next 3 years, it'll be hard to take a tackle. It really would. Slater's really good, though. He's really good. He's solid. All right. Any last minute questions? It just popped in just to, test out the live. It looks like it's working smoothly. Let me know if you guys want me to keep doing this. I'll definitely do these. Gipster going back to 2008. The 49ers led the league in the most AC. Oh, my God. That's not a record you want to keep. Yeah. Oh, my God. That's terrible. What's up, Crystal Pepsi? Killa. Yes, the moves they've made this offseason I've been very happy with. I think this draft has to be the best so far. Have to get some cheap young playmakers. Yeah, I mean, it just, like I opened up with the stream, it just makes it so much fun now because you're solid at safety. Now, you can literally go with best player available. And if that's Slater at 12, then, so be it. But um, the John Lynch has his options now. And I think that's important going into the draft. You don't want to be like, all right, we need a tackle, so we're going to get a tackle. Because, first of all, that shows your hand to other teams potentially wanting to trade up or things like that. And you lose that value in trading up if you wanted to, or trading back, things like that. So, yeah, I think the Niners are in a solid spot. JC49 Fish, what do you think we're getting in, who we're getting in the first round? I don't know who specifically, but if it had to be a quarterback, I love Mac Jones from Alabama. Corner, I'm still like looking at it. I mean, Patrick Surtain is one of them, right, from Alabama. He's pretty solid. J.C. Horn is another one from South Carolina. Offensive line, maybe, but again, you probably only pick a tackle in like at pick 12. I don't think you'll go interior offensive line. You could do that in the later rounds. So yeah, maybe a quarterback or corner. That's what it's kind of looking like. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna call it a night. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and I'm gonna try to keep these coming, these live streams. So stay tuned. Thank you everyone for your support. Appreciate everyone tuning in, and as always, guys. First of all, go Niners, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.